What's up, everybody? I don't normally do this, but I wanted to put my take in on Roe v. Wade. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is not just for the ladies, I need fellas to pay attention as well. At some point, we have to take responsibility for what we do, or whatever the case may be, and at some point, we need to come to the conclusion that it is our own responsibility for us not leaving our kids whispering in the wind, or even leaving this decision up to women whether we're good enough to raise kids with, or whatever the case may be, as for men and as for women. um, same thing. So what I want to say is, ladies and gentlemen, we can keep on bitching and complaining about what this law has done and what the repercussions of it is, but the fact of the matter is, it's a simple fix. How about we not attach ourselves to someone for 18 years that we don't see at least an 18-year commitment being made with those people? How did we get to the point where sleeping with someone because of animalistic um, because of animalistic, what's the word I'm looking for, sleeping with someone because you want to sleep with them? How does that take precedence over your, in that moment, wanting to sleep with them in that moment? How does that take precedence over the future that you have left that comes after that? How did we get to that point where you look for the ways to erase your regrets rather than making the decisions not to have regrets? That's where we need to get to, rather than bitching. And like, I've literally been on Facebook for 5 minutes on my regular timeline for 5 minutes, and I've seen 6 posts already about Roe v. Wade. Chill with the victimization shit. Stop it. You are making choices and decisions, and I understand people who get raped or whatever the case may be, and I'm not saying anything about that other than this. If you throw a provision in there where a person can get an abortion for rape, and I'm not saying one way or the other, whatever the case may be, but if you throw a provision in there, your lack of accountability will have you continuing to make the mistake and then putting innocent men in jail. So it just kind of is what it is. I've said on a whole bunch of videos, man, if you get rid of these things, will you be, don't y'all think, if you get rid of these things like child support and all of these things, don't you think that people would be more careful about who they lay with? See, you would have a lot less people talking about how bad men are and how terrible men are, because they would be almost forced to pick a good man. But now you don't force them to pick a good man. You, right now, the way that they are is they actually pick a man that they think can make them good, or they pick a man that they want to be good in that moment. And not only that, you would pick a man who is more responsible, and you would judge a man more off of his effort than what he has. See, the smoke screen is ran, but it's not ran by people on the outside. It's the smoke screen that you put up in front of you in order to think that certain things are important that aren't going to be conducive to your life. See, the thing about it is, the way the world is set up now, all of those things can, like, a person can make you believe that they have all of these things and not have none of them. So I bet you would be more careful and take your time when you're selecting who you're going to lay with, if you know that you could have a family with this person, and you would have to struggle. When does accountability equals responsibility? When do we start to recognize that? Fellas, I just told y'all a couple videos ago, stop caving to people's demands. Stop. You have the right to have what you want. And stop sleeping with less than what you want. Because you get into situations just like this where you have babies by someone who you don't want to be with, and now you're ready to run. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. And if you're not going to stop doing it, at least put a fucking bag on. Stop listening to these women telling you she's on she's on birth control and shit. And then they got you. Be responsible for your own shit. Lay down with people that you would want to spend your life with rather than be arguing for the next 18 years with. Normalize that shit. Let's normalize not committing yourself to someone for 18 motherfucking years if you don't see 18 years worth of relationship ahead of you with that person. Show off.